Okay, so the first time I recorded this, I realized, actually after I completely finished, someone told me, hey, you didn't have your audio on. So I have the video up queued. I'm going to try again. Once again, I am going to introduce S'moresy Mick Sticky Bottoms. That is the s'mores hat here because it's fantastic. And here we go. So I've got the video queued up. We're going to start off with the characters. So I'm going to show off their gear and whatnot. This again is for the R9 trio in the raid. So you've got your Oppo Clone Trooper CX2. You can see Oppo's in his full potency set. It's very important for him to have potency. The speed for the three characters are very important. So Oppo is here at 321. You'll see the other speeds as we go, but they're in this order for a very particular reason. Health and protection, obviously important. Potency on Oppo is dire important. There are certain things that have to happen. If they happen, great. If they don't happen, then not great. We have to literally start and stop the raid, start and stop the raid, start and stop this raid. You'll see it in the video where one of the things that needs to happen didn't happen. He's got decent damage, so that's good news. We come up to Disguise Clone Trooper. Again, speed's very important in the order. So you see he's the slowest actually at 309. Health and protection are up there, and he's got pretty decent damage as well when we get down to the damage score. There's the 88. I don't care about his potency. Tenacity's nice. You just don't have to worry about some of the buffs that go out there, debuffs. CX2, super important. He's my fastest one. You see him at 341. We're at these speeds are pretty important. The order, definitely important. Getting them as high, I don't know. I have not tried it. His damage is not important. The damage here, I don't want CX2 dealing a lot of damage. There's a character, he needs to hit a bunch and he needs to stay alive. So the more damage he deals, the faster it dies. So I don't have a lot of damage on him. His physical offense is low. But the order that they go in is important. CX2 needs to go first. Then comes Oppo. Then comes Disguise Clone Trooper. The speeds that I have them at make it work. If we go too much lower, then the other side's going to start getting... We don't want any of that. So you'll see the way it works. And it's very specifically designed this way. When we get into the raid here, we're going to see, again, the specific order that attacks need to happen. If we don't do it in the particular order, and the RNG that has to happen, where it has to hit, this character has to pull in this thing, that character has to pull in that thing. If we don't get that, then we start over. It's going to open up with CX2, and it's going to go after Oppo. We need to get Oppo to have order 66, and we don't want him to deal the damage. So I always open up with the second special on Oppo. So we're going to get him on there. There he goes. Up next, the very beginning is where the important RNG happens. Oppo is going to attack either one of these Nightfalls. It doesn't matter which one that Oppo attacks, but he's going to use the second special on either one. And he has to call in Disguise Clone Trooper, and he has to stun the Nightfall Trooper. If he doesn't get the stun, we restart. If he doesn't call in Disguise Clone Trooper, we restart. That's it. There is no opportunity otherwise. In this case, perfect. We called in Disguise Clone Trooper. We got the stun. Disguise Clone Trooper is now stealthed. Because Disguise Clone Trooper is now stealth, his first skill will stun on attack. So we're going to come over to the other Nightfall Trooper, and we're going to stun him. Auto basic, just the very first basic attack with this guy, Disguise Clone Trooper. This will get him stunned. Boom. We already have two people stunned. Now, this is the last piece of RNG, and it's real hard. Just because you've had so much RNG that has to happen. Nightfall Trooper is going to use his second special, and he has to call in Disguise Clone Trooper. You can do it to either one of the stunned Nightfall Troopers. It doesn't matter, but it has to call in Disguise Clone Trooper because they're stunned. Disguise Clone Trooper will put up order 66. That gives us TM. That gives us some stops them from doing this, right? I didn't get it in time. I didn't get the right RNG. Disguise Clone Trooper didn't come in. Now they've killed my team. Now they've killed the thing, and game over, right? We start over. So I could have at any point in time just restarted because it absolutely didn't matter. All right, so now we try it again. Important there is to make sure you don't hit submit on accident and submit a 0 score. That's super bad. All right, so what was that RNG? The first thing that we're going to do, we're going to do CX2. We're going to use the second skill. We're going to put it on Oppo. Boom, first thing. Up next, we target a Nightfall Trooper. We use the second skill. Hope that we pull in Disguised Clone Trooper. Hope that he stuns. We did. Now we stun the next one. Perfect. Oh, Nightfall Trooper pulled in Disguised Clone Trooper. Order 66 got put up. We have a bunch of turn meter. CX2 is always going to attack Oppo. That's it. That's the only one. That's all he does. We want him to get his 3 hits in, and we want him to get Order 66 up. On the next one, now we need to start working on Fox. And we don't care what he does. We'll just deal some damage, throw some AoE. Perfect. In this case, we have to put Order 66 on this other Nightfall Trooper. He's stunned. That means Disguised Clone Trooper can use his first skill. Boom, Order 66 is up. Now we're going to go back to working on Fox. The only thing I care about now is that CX2 targets and hits Oppo. As long as CX2 keeps hitting Oppo, he'll get Order 66, he'll get the turn meter train going, and we'll be in good shape. This should be the third hit, I think, so this will put up Order 66. Boom. Now we're back on Oppo. Let's take out Oppo and get him to come down. We've already used that AoE. We do still have Disguised Clone Trooper's AoE. Great. This is the only time I'll use it in this first section. We'll get some kills. There we go. CX2, only auto basics from now on Oppo until we're into the next stage. So this special skill here that we got for killing Fox, we're not going to use it with Oppo. We're going to wait because watch what happens. We've got CX2 is going to attack with Order 66. I have no turn meter on those two guys. Boom. Completely resets the turn meter. They went to max. My entire team is next. Now we can get Dire Fortitude out and start building up our extra damage. So Dire Fortitude goes out. CX2's up. You notice he's still in the yellow because he doesn't hit that hard. So now I can once again auto basic. Boom. It refreshes all of our stuff. So now we're going to start killing the enemies and working on Lord Vader. We want to get Lord Vader to his max 4 hits before we kill Oppo and reset it. We'll see what that looks like in a minute. So we can take Oppo, take out that guy. DCT can take out the other Nightfall Trooper, or that's a good point. I don't like those guys, so we'll take them out. Now, CX2's up. Notice I got 2 people, and people coming up. Oh, not anymore. We've got our TM back up again, and he hit Oppo. Now, the cool thing, let me pause that here. Nightfall Trooper pulls in Oppo. So when I one single basic with Nightfall Trooper against Lord Vader, it pulled in Oppo, so I have 2 hits. Remember, we have to get to 4 hits on Lord Vader to be able to move to the next realm, and we want to make sure that we get all of these guys down and him at 4 before we kill the last one. And we want to do it on the last hit before we get to the next stage where everyone else has no turn meter. I will show that here in a second. So CX2. Well, CX2, we're just going to get him back onto Oppo. Here we've got only 2 hits on Lord Vader. And if we look at our time frame here, it looks like we're in a good spot. So we can clear out everybody's turn meter except for Nightfall Trooper, get him up to 4, and kill Oppo. This will be perfect, right? So we're going to take Oppo. We're going to use his regular basic. That gets us up to 4. Disguised Clone Trooper can come over here and kill the Nightfall Trooper. CX2 is not going to auto basic because we don't want to refresh everybody's turn meter. This time we want everyone's turn meter at the bottom, so we'll just do an auto basic. And now at this point in time, all we have left is 1 Oppo, no more hits are required on Lord Vader, and 3 people who have empty turn meter. So if we get the kill on Oppo, that'll put 4 people at empty turn meter, and we're ready to go to the next stage, So when I get the kill on Oppo, everyone's turn meter will refill because of just the order of operations, right? The next person to go is Oppo, their Oppo, and then my CX2. Well, if Oppo's not here, then the next player to go would be my CX2, which just means his turn meter automatically refreshes, right? So we're going to, with CX2, we auto basic on Lord Vader just to get it to my Nightfall Trooper's turn. Now Nightfall Trooper is going to take a turn and kill the enemy Oppo. Again, we naturally just get back to our full turn meters. So we will have a nice full turn meter here. Boom, there we go. Everyone is now nice and full. CX2's only option is to do the Save the Jedi button. All right, now it's just work on the bad guys. Hopefully we get to go first. Well, in that case, we didn't get to go first, but we did get to go quickly. And now we want to take them out. Well, we've got people here that have revenge. So if we use the skill, that revenge strikes, that gets the stun off. I've got an AoE. Let's go ahead and throw the AoE out there. We're going to try to take out as many as we can. Look at that. We got 2. Well, I don't like Disguised Clone Trooper. Ooh, unfortunate dodge, but he calls in Oppo, so we're good to go. We can get some hits on Lord Vader. Let's do it. Great. We'll try to get another couple. There we go. We've got one more hit on Lord Vader, but I don't know if I'm going to get... that's right. I did. Okay, there we go. And... hey, we got them all out, right? So again, they were all back down to 0 turn meter. They refreshed back up to the top. So my guys have mostly full turn meter. Now we've gotten rid of the Jedi, and here we are. Now, they have revenge attacks here. So if I did the AoE, they would attack me. It's the last round, and I'm going to be pumping out damage. So you could go one of two ways. You could not AoE there, and you could just... take your turn. Unfortunately, I lost a guy, but that's okay. They're decimated and they're in rough shape. You can try to take out whoever you want now. DCT over on their side has no turn meter. So there you go. Put up the defense break so that way he doesn't get a lot of damage. We get the AoE. They're both dead. Now we go for the kill on Lord Vader because it's the end, right? We've won. That's the case. The super duper important part is that I'm going to bring it back down to the very beginning here where we showed the very beginning, just so you have it at the beginning. Now you have it at the end as well. It has to go in the exact order. If you do not get the exact order, you have to restart. So the first step is we put out the Instruments of the Empire for the second special skill for CX2, and you put it on Oppo. The next one is we're going to use the second special on our Oppo, and we're going to target either one of the Nightfall Troopers. It doesn't matter which one, you just target either Nightfall Trooper. When you put out that, it's going to clear debuffs, and you must stun, and you must call in Disguised Clone Trooper. If you do not get the stun, just instantly restart. If you call in CX2 instead of calling in Disguised Clone Trooper, instantly just restart. Here, we're going to focus on the other Nightfall Trooper. Since we pulled in Disguised Clone Trooper, perfect. They got the stun, perfect. Now we hit an auto basic against the other Nightfall Trooper. That'll get him stunned. And the last piece of super duper, you need to have this RNG or else you just restart the game, you restart the raid, is that when, let's just skip up a little bit here, when your Nightfall Trooper goes targeting either one of those Nightfall Troopers, he must call in Disguised Clone Trooper. If he does not call in Disguised Clone Trooper, then you restart the raid again. And that's it. That should be all of your restarts. If you make it to that point and you are making sure you are tracking with Disguised Clone Trooper here at the very end, as long as you are tracking this, so that way your CX2, as long as your CX2 is focusing down Oppo correctly, refilling turn meter when you need to, and then at this point in time, you make sure you get to 4 stacks and you get to 3 empty toons along with one that's going to kill Oppo. that's the last little bit of you have to pay attention, right? The idea is that you have to have your turn meter refreshed, and you do that by getting to 4, 1 more hit on Oppo that will kill him, 3 people without turn meter. You take your turn, you kill the Oppo with whoever. In my case, it's Nightfall Trooper, and if you have these speeds, I would imagine you would be in the same position. Nightfall Trooper will kill the Oppo. We refill our turn meter. Now we go to the next stage with as much turn meter as possible. That's it. Now you just play it out. You should win at this point in time. You can try to play with your turn meters to make sure you make it to the end there. You saw how I AoE'd at the very beginning of the 3rd round, the one time that we made it there. And when I did that, they revenge attacked me. Great. If you don't want to AoE there, that's fine. You can do, target Lord Vader. You can target somebody else who doesn't have it on there. Right now, I could auto basic on DCT, get the kill without the revenge attacks, and that's probably going to work out just fine as well. At this point in time, you should be in really good shape. Awesome. Well, if you guys have any questions, please reach out, throw some comments, etc., and happy hunting. All right, go to it. All right, bye, guys.